Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie and this is the week 51 weekly wrap up, December the 15th through the 21st. As I said, this is the week 51. One more week until the year 2019 is over, decade complete. Well, technically not, because you have to go through the entire year. It's so weird. So weird. Was watching a story on that the other day, on television, on the news, I think, or something or another, about when decades actually end and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, one more week, and I had an excellent reading week this week. I read 11 books, even though still getting over this whole cold, finished the antibiotics finally getting back on my sleep schedule properly, because them antibiotics was killing me, on top of being sick. To have to take the antibiotics, I wasn't sleeping. I was waking up at like 2 and 3 in the morning. It was not pretty at all whatsoever. This is going to be chocked full, like 11 books. It's pretty good for a week. Also, we have the KU weekend readathon coming up next weekend, so you know, some of these books you guys can definitely check out during that. I will make sure to note that where you can find them and things like that. But yeah, so I hope your week is going good, or your week went good. This week is all about the holidays and family and Christmas. Yay! Even though I'm the Grinch of the family, like I've said in quite a few other videos, this year I'm actually kind of in the spirit, I guess you could say. I mean, I had my nails done to be candy cane so that you could see them, and be in the spirit. And I actually got some gifts for my boys. And I participated in a Secret Santa thing. And I'm kind of excited about that. So, that's not what you're here for. Let's talk about the books that I read last week. I started the week reading Bear With Me by Lucy Eden. I place this in paranormal romance novella. I give this book 5 stars. I give it 4 Steam fans. I read it as an ebook. This is a Black author, and this is sort of new adult-ish when it comes to the paranormal romance, and it is a shifter book. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. This is one of the books that I read at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was so fun. Oh my goodness. So you have Shelley, who is a bookstagram, or not bookstagram, an Instagram influencer. She has this total meltdown after her ex-boyfriend ends up posting some things that weren't very favorable, and then she gets drunk at a party. So she has to go take some time and revamp herself. Well, the place that she revamps herself is where Tanner is staying on the side of a mountain. She goes there to this cabin, and some of the part of the time when she's there, when she first gets there, she all of a sudden has this bear that is like lurking at her window. It was so good. It was so sweet. Tanner is just this yummy guy, and I was just like, at no point in time, surprisingly, did Shelley end up being like this annoying character. She really was just in her feelings about the breakup. So yes, I was so here for it. It was so much, it was just fun and sweet and fated mates, and yes, so much goodness for a novella. The next book that I finished was Holiday Hideaway by Stephie Walls. This is a new adult novella, and this one is available in Kindle Unlimited. I give this one 5 stars. I give it 3 Steam fans. I read it as an ARC. It is a holiday novella. Christmas, surrounding Christmas. So Emma ends up finding out that her boyfriend is cheating on her when she goes to surprise him. And in turn, she decides to go and sulk or, you know, mend her heart or get over him, what have you, with this cabin of her best friend that's in her best friend's family. She drives out to the cabin. Well, it snows. And she ends up getting snowed in with JD, who is the sort of caretaker for the cabin. And yeah, they have a week of being snowed in together this time. And it was so much fun. There's this level of sexiness that I was just here for. I was like, yes, another book that I read at dark 30 in the morning. But it was a great, fun read to read. Just... And it's surrounded the holidays. Like, this chick really loves loves Christmas. Even though she has some issues that go along with Christmas, she really enjoys it. And it was such a fun read. Really, really, really loved it. The next book that I finished was Adrian Part 2. Love Under the Lights, number 3 by Ella Fox and Rochelle Paige. I place this in new adult. I give this half of the story 4 stars. I give it 3 Steam fans. I listened to it on the podcast of Read Me Romance. Read Me Romance. And this book is the second episode in that audiobook that I started listening to last week. However, I was using Google Podcasts when I was listening to this podcast, and for some reason it wasn't updating and uploading, so I didn't actually get to complete the entire story last week. So it was suggested that I use a different podcast subscription or podcast app or whatever, and I finally got to listen to the new books. But this one, like before, Adrian is a movie star. He starts to court Casey because she wanted to defend his dog, even though she didn't know that he was the owner because he was cussing at the dog park. And this is sort of their story of, you know, celebrity wants the average person. Average person is like, no, I'm good. But she also has a family that is all about trying to get into that whole celebrity life. So it was fun. It was sweet. It had a little bit of sexiness to it. I wanted a little more, but overall it was a really good read. The next book that I finished was The Wives by Tarryn Fisher. I place this in thriller. I give it 3 stars. I give it 1 Steam fan, maybe 1. I think there is like 1 or 2 sex scenes. I can't really remember. It's not the main focus. So it's a twisted storyline, and it surrounds, or it's told from the point of view of Thursday, and Thursday is the wife of Seth. Seth also has Monday and Tuesday. I wanted to enjoy this one. However, there were so many twists and turns that it stopped making sense. If that makes sense. So there are definitely going to be people that enjoy this story. However, I wasn't one of them. When I thought of this story, I know that Tarryn Fisher gives good twistedness. This one didn't work for me. I like her twists and turns, but this one had just way too many. And then there is no happily ever after, so it's definitely not a romance. The other books that I have read from her that are sort of touted out as romantic suspense or dark romances or something like that, there is a happily ever after. Spoiler alert, there is no happily ever after for this one. This shit was just like, what the fuck? What did I just read? What? And it's a little engaging because I did keep going to read it, but yeah. Oh, and it was an arc, by the way. This releases at the end of the year, like on the 30th or something like that. The next book that I finished was Come Back For Me, which is Arrowwood #1 by Corinne Michaels. Places in contemporary. I give this book 5 stars. I give it 3 Steam fans. I read it as an arc. You guys will not be able to get this book until January. It is absolutely amazing. This is the introduction to the Arrowwood brothers, and you get some classic characters from Corinne's other books. You do not need to read the other books to just feel all of the emotion, all of the amazingness of this story. So we are introduced to Connor Arrowwood, who is one of 4 in his family. He is the youngest, so we're getting the youngest brother's story first. And this family has secrets. It has so much raw emotion that is just absolutely amazing. And Ellie is the woman that he met 8 years ago prior to him going into the military, and they had a one-night stand. That's pretty much all I'm going to tell you. They end up meeting up again. This is a second chance love story. It was absolutely amazing. It's going to take you through the emotional paces, and it was just awesome. I'm ready. I need the other books for the rest of the series. It will be coming out next year, throughout the year, so I just can't wait. And each one of the brothers seem like they are going to be very, very different. There's no similar sort of, I guess, storyline that you could say that the brothers are probably going to take, because they all seem very, very different. And ooh, I can't wait to take the journey. Can't wait to take the journey of these new Arrowwood brothers. The next book that I finished was Ring Ready, which is Hotline Hookup number 2 by Cary Hart. I placed this in New Adult. This is available in Kindle Unlimited. I give this book 4.25 stars. I give it 3 Steam fans. I read this as an ARC. However, it is available for you guys already. This is a enemies to lovers story, and it revolves around a dating app. So if that is sort of your joy, if you're looking for more dating app sort of stories, this definitely is going to be one that you want to check out. This follows Mallory, or Mal, and she has been the assistant for Owen for about 2 years, and she wants to sort of get out of being the assistant and sort of try and do something new. Her and Owen have had this sort of love-hate relationship for a while. They had a one-night stand, and neither one of them are like, we're not going to acknowledge that. We're just going to leave that in the past and, you know, try to work together, but not really work together because we're just, we don't like each other. It was so much fun. There's so much witty banter that goes along with it. There's so much sexual tension that is just like crazy. Crazy. And it's just a good ride. It is a very good enemies to lovers book, so if that's your jam, definitely check this one out. The next book that I finished was Jane Doe by Victoria Helen Stone. I placed this in Thriller. This is available in Kindle Unlimited. I give it 3 stars. I give it 1 Steam fan. I listened to it as an audiobook, and it was crazy, but it was just like a letdown of crazy. Because you have Jane, who wants to get revenge on her boyfriend, or no, get revenge on her best friend's sort of contributor to suicide. And it was crazy. Jane's crazy. Her reasons are sort of crazy, kind of. And then there's some twists and turns that go along, and it's all crazy. It was all crazy. Like, it was like a man-hater book. So if you're okay with a man-hater book, then this might be a book for you. But all of the men were horrible. Absolutely horrible. The worst of men. Just, women need to be in the kitchen, and I need to control women, and yeah. So the next book that I finished was Shopping for a Billionaire #1 by Julia Kent. This is available on Audible Escape. It's a novella, it's a rom-com, and it starts the serial of sort of standalones, but not really, because I'm pretty sure the next book follows the same couple, but I give it 4 stars. I give it 2 Steam fans. I listen to it as an audiobook, as I said, and it is available on Kindle Unlimited. This follows Shannon, who is a secret shopper, and Declan, who is a sort of CEO of a business that needs to revamp their image or wants to start using the secret shopper company that Shannon works for. This, I can see how and why it's so addictive, because, yeah, it was so addictive. It leaves you on sort of a cliffhanger. They kind of get together, so you kind of don't need to read, but you kind of want to read the next book to see what happens next. Like I said, it's a serial. They're all very short. I think there's like 15 books in this series. I don't know if all 15 follow this these 2 characters or not, or if it branches off to follow other characters. But I will be getting into these because they're available in Kindle Unlimited or Audible Escape, not Kindle Unlimited. Actually, I don't know. I'll have to check that. I'll make sure. If it is, it'll be over there somewhere. The next book that I finished was Blackwood by Celia, and this is a dark suspense. This is available on Audible Escape, and I give it 4.5 stars. I give it 5 Steam fans. I listen to it as an audiobook. This is a content warning sort of story because it deals with consensual, non-consensual, rough BDSM play. So, if that is not somewhere that you are able to go, then definitely shy away from this book. I did read this so that I could read the Read Me Romance podcast story, which will be coming up. This book follows Elise and Garrett. She is a archaeologist or archaeological student looking to do some research and find her father. Her father goes missing and she doesn't know why. She only has the clues that, it happened down in this Mississippi area, and Garrett is the owner of that land. There's a whole bunch of land. So she sneaks on and they have this sort of back and forth. She starts to hear things in the woods. Some secrets are revealed about Garrett and his lifestyle, and yeah, it was super sexy. Super sexy. If reading about consensual and non-consent BDSM is your thing. So, the next book that I finished was Christmas in Blackwood, which is by Celia. This is an erotic short story. I give it 3.5 stars. I give it 4 Steam fans. I listen to it on the podcast of Read Me Romance. Read Me Romance. And this book follows Ella and Hart. Hart is Garrett's brother, and Ella is the attorney from another small town. They are fighting against each other for the recipes in the town, in this small town. There's a family that's suing each other, and this is their story. So you have an appearance of Elise and Garrett, but this story is mainly about Ella and Hart. So technically you don't need to read Blackwood to read this one and enjoy it. However, this is about a snowed in sort of thing because, it's Mississippi and it doesn't snow in Mississippi. But lo and behold, Ella and Hart do end up, getting snowed in together with the rest of the family. And the final book that I read last week was Hold Me Cowboy by Maisey Yates, and I placed this in contemporary. You can get this one on Audible Escape, and I give this book 3 stars. I give it 3 Steam fans. I listen to it as an audiobook, and this is old flames rekindling their romance. It is part of a series. However, you don't have to read the series to understand the story and to see where it's going. It was just sort of meh for me. It follows Madison, who is a 10-year virgin. She took a vow of celibacy after she had some things happen within her life, and her father doesn't approve of things, and she gets known for a bad name in her town, so she kind of stays to herself. The whole woe is me thing didn't work for me, and Sam, who is a metal worker in that small town, they had sort of this old flame thing going. She is a ranch princess. He is a blue collar guy, you know, cowboy, and the two of them end up having to connect, and it was just meh. It was just meh for me. On to what I am currently reading. I am currently reading The Fake by Rebecca Jenshek. I placed this in New Adult. I'm loving this. This is the 4th book in the Jock series by Rebecca, and I'm enjoying learning about this new character because I don't necessarily remember hearing this character's sort of involvement in the other 3 books, so I'm liking that we're getting his story as well as seeing some of the old characters, so that's always nice as well. This one is available in Kindle Unlimited. The next book that I am currently reading is Secret Air Seduction by Reese Ryan. This is a Black author. This book actually does not release until March of 2020. I am arc reading it for a project, and I am enjoying this. This is about a young man that was adopted by his stepfather until his father ends up dying, and now he's finding out that he is in the will. So that's about all I've gotten through, and I can't wait to finish out the story. This is part of a series that I'm not reading, so hopefully I don't need to read those other books to understand what's going on. But so far, the 4 or 5% that I've read, I'm kind of interested in knowing what this guy's story is and why he was left and found this new family. So, alrighty. So that is the stuff that I read last week, the stuff that I'm currently reading. Have you read any of those books? Let me know down in the comment section. Let's discuss them, how you felt about those books and things like that. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. All my social information and feedback form is down in the description box, so you guys can help me improve my channel. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys later.